I always knew that I would weave. When I was a little girl, my mother gave me a potholder loom. It took less than a day to use up all of the little loops that came with it, and I started figuring out how to use scraps of yarn on the loom. I was hooked. You know how it is, school, career, marriage, other hobbies, life happens, and you kick your dreams down the road a bit. So it was about 20 years later, and I found a weaving shop in my community and decided to take a class. I didn't realize what a rare and precious thing it was to have that kind of shop practically in my own backyard. Of course, I loved it, and at the end of the class, I bought my own loom, this loom that I'm sitting in front of right now. That was also a really difficult time in my life. I'd just been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I had difficulty using my hands. I felt tired and sick all of the time, and yet I knew I had to find a way to be a weaver. That was almost 30 years ago. And then just a few years ago, I was asked to make something for a charity auction, so I wove a shawl. And then I got to thinking, if people will buy what I make for an auction, maybe I could have a business. About that same time, many of my friends were starting live journals, so I started my own online journal. At first, it was just to show what I was working on, but then I realized I had something to say about weaving. I talk about the weaving process, about design and color, about creativity and what inspires me. And sometimes I get a little philosophical about how something as chaotic as string can be organized in a complex way to make something stable and beautiful. If this sounds like something that might interest you, learning about weaving, the process, also the process of creativity, then I invite you to follow my online journal on my website, belleestoile.com. The link is on the screen. And if you have any questions, there's also a contact me page. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for listening to my story. I enjoyed learning something new to create this video, and I hope that you are inspired to create something of your own today.